What up, guys? Of course. I'm here at Gower. It's working pretty nicely, and I brought my surfboat, and I'm really enjoying it. So I hope that rain isn't too much. So obviously, it's the 1st of November today. I shaved last night, and it's Movember this month. I really wanted to promote like hashtag Let's Talk this month. Not even this month, in the past 2 months or something like that. But I found it difficult, you know. I got like semi through a sentence or semi through a paragraph on a post online, and you know, I couldn't finish it. It didn't feel right. Frickin' wind. Yeah, it didn't feel right. It felt hypocritical of me. I'm promoting hashtag Let's Talk, and here I am, one of the people that talk at least. I think it's absolutely banging that the Twi guys are doing that post. So many people have joined Movember with UCD and are promoting this. It's all a challenge for us. So I was thinking to myself, well, like, what challenge could I set for myself? And I went through a lot of things, thinking this, that, or the other. And I've decided my challenge this month is to talk. You know, hopefully next year I'll have talked more, and I'll be able to feel like I can promote it myself. Let's talk a little bit better. But right now, you know, I'm just gonna work on myself. So obviously, as I said, I'm not one to talk, and I haven't talked a lot in the past couple of years. And I felt low. I felt some highs, lows, a bit all over the shop. It's important as well, though. I found quite a nice way to almost be heard or talk with someone, in that a lot of you would know that, you know, I'm really into my music. I make a lot of playlists, and yeah, I really enjoy music, and it's quite an escape for me. I listen to a lot of music, and I really feel it, you know. I really feel it with the artist, and I've listened to a lot of music, and some of them are quite dark, some of them quite upbeat. So I'm just gonna go through some of them this month with you. Yeah, so I'll start off with, let's see, who should I start off with? I'll start off with Jeremy Loops. Hopefully through, like, if I share this with you, hopefully you'll be able to, like, feel somewhat along the same level as me. Yeah, so Jeremy Loops, absolute banging artist, love his guts. He's a South African artist, kind of pop, indie pop, classical guitar, very good with looping pedals. So I've been to him twice live, and the second time I went, I was in Limerick, and we came back to Dublin to watch him. And you know, I wasn't in a good space then. I'd moved to Limerick, and felt a little bit isolated. Obviously, all the UL gang, super nice, but you can't help but feel like you're, like, intruding a tiny bit on them, you know. They have a group of friends, and they've built it up over a couple of years, so it's kind of difficult to get in there. So anyway, we go to this concert, and there's a bug on the lens. Sorry, one sec. A couple of UL guys went, a couple of UCD heads went, and it's a really upbeat artist. In the middle of it, he there's a couple of slow songs as well. In the middle of it, he stops singing, and he explains one of his songs. It's called Underwater Blues. Also a very good song, and I hadn't seen a lot of meaning behind the song prior, but previous to him singing it, or like just before he started singing it, he explained how like he was going through quite a difficult time, and yeah, he wrote this song in the middle of it, and you know, that kind of blew me away. He was, well, one, this guy was telling this entire crowd that he was, you know, feeling quite down during a certain period, and he wrote this song in the middle of it, and he kind of shared it with us, and I felt, you know, I felt like I felt like he shared it well, you know. I really felt that song. Yeah, it was a lot of tears were shed during that song. It was alright though, because it was really dark and no one saw. Obviously that's not the goal of this month, but a lot of tears were shed, and I came away from that concert, you know, even though it was kind of not great and feeling great in Limerick, I came away from that concert feeling like 2 rungs of a ladder higher, you know. It was nice. Yeah, so this is the first Sunday of Movember. Obviously I won't be shaving my I won't be shaving this entire month, and I'll be going through songs with you. Hopefully you'll be able to, I don't know, maybe not empathize, but kind of feel with me. I don't talk a lot. If anything, I talk to myself a lot, and this is kind of the easiest way to talk to other people, is talk to myself. And you know what, I might send it on to you guys, and hopefully you yeah, feel something from listening to these songs I'm going to share with you. So yeah, give it a listen. Underwater Blues by Jeremy Loops, and you know, give his whole work a listen, because he's a really upbeat guy, and it's a really nice listen. This bug is still on the lens. Yeah, anyway, might get back onto the water. I got my surfboard here, let me show you. I'm sure Maeve will be jealous. I'm getting out in a little bit of surf here, although it doesn't look great at the moment. Yeah, hopefully next week I'll get on camera and I'll share something else. See you soon, guys. Love you. Oh. Hello. Welcome back. This is part 2 of Simon talking to himself. Well, I suppose I'm not talking to myself, because I'm going to send this video clip to a few of you guys. So, this is the 3rd week of, or not the 3rd week, the 3rd Sunday of Movember, and I'm talking to you about my feelings and how I deal with them quite often. I realised after the first week that I was kind of going to do 4 installments, but then I realised there's 5 Sundays in October, or not October, Movember. So I didn't have 5 artists that I could talk about. So I don't know, maybe we're only going to do 3. So we'll do first week, this week, and last week. So next artist that we're talking about, artists that I'll start this by saying that really you can take any meaning you want from I hope it's not too windy. you can really take any meaning you want from songs and whatnot. This next artist, Tessa Vilas, sings about a lot. Quite often she sings about depression, but often the depression is, for her, is linked with loneliness, a breakup, drinking, other factors, you know, and really you can just like you can take what you want from this artist, you know. So for me, it's definitely loneliness, I suppose depression related with loneliness. So she released her most recent album maybe a year or two ago. I think it was called Games, something like that, and it was a fantastic album. I absolutely love it. If you want to give the album a listen, that's fantastic. As Tessa Violet would call it, it is a tight 32 minutes. Lit. But if you don't have 32 minutes to spare, I would give the last song on the album, I think it's called Interlude 3. I'd give that a listen, and I feel like that song possibly relates to me the most, in terms of loneliness. So, like the last artist, I think at this stage I'd moved down to Limerick full time. You know, a lot had changed. I wasn't sure if I was going to be happy with this decision, and long behold, Tessa Violet announces that she's doing a gig in Dublin. So I go with it. I go to the artist, me and a friend, and it was an insanely weird vibe. It was the crowd there. There was a sense of that we had all been through some shit. We had all really, and as well with Tessa, you could really feel it in her voice, that we had all been through some really tough shit. And there was a few songs where we were all singing away. She said, like, sing with me, we're all going, and you know, I felt connected in that, and you know, that although we had been through some shit times, you know, we'd all done it. Like, it's not you're not alone in shit times, you know, where like everyone has shit times, and it was kind of, there's some solace in that, you know. I mean, I was definitely crying in that gig because it's a really heartfelt for me, but it was I went to that gig kind of feeling a bit down, and I left. I felt like I had, you know, a direction that was set in stone, and I had made the right decision, you know. It felt like it might have been hard at the start, this decision, but there might be good times ahead, even though I wasn't necessarily having a good time at that time, like within those months. But yeah, I'd absolutely recommend listening to the album, her most recent album. Make sure you're in the right headspace for it, because it's a really heavy album. It really hits home, I think. And I mean, when I'm feeling down, I listen to it. It kind of, you know, it's tough to listen. But I feel like it gets my head in the right direction and makes me look like forward, because it takes me back to that gig where we're all feeling tough times, singing away to our heart's content, and knowing that, like, you know, we all have bad times. So yeah, I'd urge you to give her a listen. Hopefully I get time next week or the week after to do the 3rd installment. And yeah, I have to say this month has been a weird one for me. I was kind of okay in October, but it's a bit I found the start of Movember a bit overwhelming. It was a bit much last week there. I suppose the reason why I wasn't on the phone, or not the phone, the camera with you guys last week, I was feeling great. I had some good paddles. We had some fun times at home, and yeah, now I'm feeling a little bit worse for wear. I don't know, maybe it's to do with the frickin' weather and the dark nights, but yeah, I don't know, ups and downs. Hello. Doggo. Yeah, but yeah, I suppose I don't know, I suppose I feel, you know, a little bit better just talking to this. So yeah, hopefully see you in a week or so. Frickin' classwork with Movember, guys. We're frickin' smashing it. Right, talk to you soon. Welcome back, guys. It's been a while. It's 12th of December. No prizes for guessing where I am. Just finished a lovely Gower session. Yeah, so let's get back to this October challenge, or Movember challenge. It's not Movember anymore. I may have failed the challenge, but I think I'll finish it off anyway. Like, no shame. So really, I wanted to finish it off somewhat of a high, and just tell you where I'm at now. Have to say that the Movember was a struggle. You know, I felt like in general I was in a good place, and Cahill's death was tough, but you know, I found a lot of resources that kind of not necessarily answered questions, but made me think about it a little bit more rationally. So you know, I came to terms with his death, I suppose, kind of well. There was one podcast, I didn't realise I'd get answers from not a podcast, a Netflix show called Midnight Gospel, and the last episode, the main character talks about dealing with the loss of his mother, and while I don't particularly agree with everything that was said in the podcast, or not, it's based on a podcast in the Netflix series. You know, it made me think. It made me kind of ask questions and think more rationally about it. There's a really good line in it that said, you know, you may lose someone, and you may never see them again, but you know, your love for them isn't going anywhere. You know, that's always staying right here, you know. So the last artist I want to share with you is one basically that I've been listening over the past year, and it's kind of a good reflection of my mood. It's really been, whenever I'm really upbeat and really amped for stuff, I'm putting it on, and I'm really enjoying it. This artist is Muse, and unfortunately right now my GoPro's dead, and I was going to read you out some lyrics, so it might be a bit tricky because I'm on my phone right now. Yeah, I've been listening to Muse a lot. Again, I'll preface this with take whatever meaning you want out of songs, but you know, I'll read out the lyrics for you now. So first verse is, follow through, make your dreams come true, don't give up the fight, you'll be alright, because there's no one like you in the universe. And then I'll just skip ahead to the third verse, which is during the struggle they will pull us down, but please, please let us take this chance to turn things around, and tonight we can truly say that together we're invincible. And you know, take whatever meaning you want from that, but I know what meaning I take from it. I won't tell you what it is. Maybe I will in the future, but you know, that song, I really love that song. It's not a traditional Muse song per se, but it's really nice, and there's a real like you know, the song really climaxes. It really comes up near the end, and that's really, you know, I feel like it portrays me pretty well, you know. I believe the song's about politics and love, but you know, I see whatever I want to see in it, and really between the lyrics and the momentum of the song, I feel like, similarly to me, you know, I've gone through struggle and tough times, and I've really kind of come out high at the other end. So this is me finishing my Movember challenge, and I'd like to say that Movember for me kind of sucked. You know, I felt like dealing with remembering was something I was not prepared for, but overall I'm good. I'm pretty happy. This year has been a good year for me, and it took me, it was about February in 2020 when I realised, you know, I'm pretty happy, which is, it's been a long time, which I've been satisfied with a lot of things. So yeah, hopefully I'll edit this together soon. Hopefully I didn't get the lyrics wrong. Yeah, love you guys, and yeah, see you really soon for some paddling in Wicklow. Dying for it. Love you guys. Bye.